LA Rams. This team took us on quite a weird path last year. So what do we think about the 2020 offseason? Let's get into it. Welcome to the source. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you click the subscribe button so you don't miss any videos. All right, like I said, we're talking LA Rams offseason. As you can see, I am corona safe. Now I am in the safety of my own home, so I'm lowering the mask. First off, Rams fans, in the comments, can you explain to me how Nickell Robey-Coleman signed a one-year, $1.3 million contract with the Eagles? Is he just not nearly as good as I thought he was? Does that seem really cheap to anyone else? I actually thought Robey-Coleman was a pretty good corner, but we will get to that later. All right, so to start out, I feel like I should tell you that I am always wrong when it comes to the Rams. I cannot get a feel for this team at all. I lose money every single time I bet on the Rams. Whether I bet for them or against them, I end up losing money. So if I were you, I would take my opinion and wipe your ass with it. But that being said, let's dive right in. Two huge hits to the Rams defense this year. Let's start off with that. Pass rusher Dante Fowler Jr. is gone. I can't blame the Rams for this one. The Falcons gave him a mega contract, 3 years, $45 million. And I'm not saying he's not worth it. He is superstar talent, unbelievable athleticism at the edge rusher position. So I'm not going to blame the Rams because that's a lot of money to shell out, but it is a huge loss. Here's the one that hurts more. Cory Littleton. How do you let Cory Littleton go? I swear, every Rams game I watched, I feel like Cory Littleton made every play on the field. Now, obviously, he didn't, but that's what it felt like. I feel like he was involved in every single play. He kind of reminded me of Sean Lee a few years ago on the Cowboys when he was healthy. He was in on every single tackle. This guy was all over the field. And here's the thing. The deal he signed with the Raiders was 3 years, $33 million with a team option after the second year. So basically, it's only 2 years, $22 million. Rams, how do you not come up with that money for Cory Littleton? I think he's the leader of your defense. He had 134 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles. This guy does everything. He's reliable, playmaker. I don't know how you let Cory Littleton go if you're the Rams. I would have easily committed $11 million a year to lock this guy up. The Rams also lost Greg Zuerlein, and honestly, who gives a shit? Does anyone care that the Rams lost their kicker? Do you care? I don't either. Moving on. All right, let's move on to some cuts. The Rams cut cornerback Nickell Robey-Coleman, as I said in the beginning of the video. He's mostly known for his non-pass interference on the Saints in the NFC Championship a couple of years back. What confuses me about this is, like I said, 1 year, $1.3 million with the Eagles. I thought he was one of the better nickelbacks in the league. Where does 1 year, $1.3 million come from? Am I missing something? That's why I'm hoping some Ram fans comment and let me know what the hell is going on. Maybe this dude, Robey-Coleman, just isn't nearly as good as I thought he was. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. All right, next, inevitable, we have to talk about Todd Gurley. Now, I think this was a great move by the Rams getting rid of Todd Gurley's fat contract. Anyone who subscribes to this channel, anyone who knows me personally, knows that I am not a fan of committing big money to running backs. I say it all the time. It never works. Why do teams continue to do it? It never works. It's not like, oh, it works sometimes. It never works. So, this was the Rams' opportunity to cut him. I think it frees up $8 or $9 million in the first year alone in cap space. This saves them a lot of money. And how much production did they really get out of Gurley last year? I mean, a little bit. I don't have his numbers in front of me. I don't care enough to even pull them up. But he didn't look like some superstar running back. Like, I saw some better runs from Darrell Henderson than I did Gurley last year. Give me a 2 or 3 back tandem rushing attack over one superstar running back any day of the week. Any day of the week. That's how you win Super Bowls. That's how you do it. So I guess we'll see. It's Darrell Henderson, Malcolm Brown, and John Kelly. I guess we'll see which of those 3 backs steps up as the premier back. But I expect to see all the 3 of them getting a good amount of carries. We'll see if they make any other moves and who they draft, honestly. Now on to the best move the Rams did was cut Clay Matthews. Yo, this guy sucks. This was an amazing move. Clay Matthews is an extremely one-dimensional linebacker. All he can do is rush the passer from the edge only. He can't stunt in the middle like he used to. He doesn't have the power and explosiveness that he used to have. I know that he had 8 sacks last year, but if you watch the Rams games, a majority of those 8 were from free rushes due to triple teams on Aaron Donald. They were gifts. This guy does not have it anymore. And they've already signed Leonard Floyd to take Clay Matthews' spot. Leonard Floyd is better than Clay Matthews, and they saved $5 million in cap space. Great move, and I'm counting this as one move, even though it was 2. Cut Clay Matthews, sign Leonard Floyd. Great move. The defensive line for the Rams was a little confusing at first, but it's actually starting to shape up. So Michael Brockers, who's obviously a Ram last year, he had a contract lined up with the Ravens, right? While that was happening, the Rams went ahead and signed A'Shawn Robinson, tackle from Detroit. So you thought that was kind of the Michael Brockers replacement, but Michael Brockers' contract with Baltimore fell through. I don't know if it was a failed physical. I actually don't know the details. I could look it up, but I'm trying to record this and get it done. So the deal with Baltimore fell through, right? Brockers ends up re-signing with the Rams. So now they have Brockers and A'Shawn Robinson. So you would imagine you're going to see A'Shawn Robinson at the nose tackle, Brockers and Aaron Donald on the outside. That's what we're thinking we're going to see. So all in all, how do I grade the Rams offseason, right? Once again, like I said earlier, I cannot predict the Rams. This team has so much talent and can look so good at times. They're so well coached. I like Sean McVay. But then they look so bad at times, which brings me to Jared Goff. This guy, obviously, we all know he got a ton of money last year. Not saying he didn't deserve it. When Jared Goff is on, a lot of people hate on Jared Goff. That happens when a player gets a big contract and then has a less than stellar year. People tend to exaggerate how bad it was, right? So a lot of people are hating on Goff right now and seem to have forgotten that when Jared Goff is on, he's one of the most accurate passers in the NFL. When Jared Goff is on, he drops dimes. I've seen him throw some of the most beautiful balls. In the last 5 years of the NFL, I've seen Jared Goff throw some of the most beautiful balls I've seen. But when Goff is off, oh my God. When Jared Goff is off and I have a bet placed on the Rams, I want to rip my own throat out. It's disgusting to watch. It makes me sick to my stomach. But the Rams re-signed Andre Whitworth for another 3 years with a team option after 1, which is a great deal. Very team-friendly, which should stabilize that offensive line and give Jared Goff the same beautiful weapons he had last year. The Rams should be good. I give their offseason a C+, only because I can't believe they let Cory Littleton go. Can't believe they let that happen. But I love the Clay Matthews, Leonard Floyd swap. So C+ for me. Hopefully we're having a football season this year.